Hey everyone. I just want to know, this is like one of the first videos that I would say for my YouTube channel, and I want to say we all know about the merger, the potential merger between the Union Pacific and Norfolk Southern, and I had to say this merger is not going to go well for the Union Pacific. Yeah, the Union Pacific. I think the only one that would win in this case, would be Norfolk Southern, because with the Union Pacific, on the surface they would be the winner, but under the surface they're the real loser because because the Union Pacific is basically supposed to spend like 80 to 88 billion dollars for Norfolk Southern. And knowing that they actually spent billions of dollars, again, the size of where they are, um, this merger would make Union Pacific way too big for its own good. Because it would financially drain them. Because you have to take a look about like Disney, for example. I mean, the 2010s, CEO of Disney, Bob Iger, spent probably like maybe like a couple $1 billion for Marvel Studios spent $4 billion in 2012 for and in 2018 or 19 he ended up spending $79 billion for Fox, and that basically drained Disney financially. And when 2020 happened and the COVID happened, no one was going to the parks or going to the parks. That was their big source of uh, uh, revenue, revenue, and they actually went into billions of dollars in debt, and had to take on billions of dollars in loans, and they were financially draining. And then the movies that they were keep on making just keep on flopping. They keep on making so much movies that nobody wants, nobody goes to see, and they don't actually care, and they don't actually care about the what the audience want, the consumers want, and everything. So they're basically financially bankrupting themselves because it's like just management, terrible management. And I basically had to say that if Bob Iger didn't go on that massive spending spree, then Disney might be financially in a better spot, maybe. And also they just like price gouge everybody in their parks. Nobody can afford it, afford it. They're And basically all their properties that they own are terrible. They don't actually you know, have like they just run them to the ground, and also and so it's lost my thought there. But anyway, their audience are moving on. They're done with their horrible business practices and everything, and nobody wants to buy or do business with them. And people who actually used to love to work for Disney, and now they're basically avoiding it like the plague. So, and they're also competing with each other, and then it just became too big for its own good, and it cannot sustain itself because of that massive spending spree in the 2010s. Now, for the Union Pacific, about what they're trying to do is that they're spending like 80 to 88 billion dollars dollars, and that would drain them actually financially. And we're in a recession, and we're going to be going into it. It's going only going to get worse, only going to get worse and everything. And they're going to need, and there would not have, and there would be cash poor, cash broke. And so they would not be able to afford to keep the business going, keep the business going. And also, Norfolk Southern, basically they practice precision schedule railroading, which actually do like, deferred maintenance. They don't want to put money into the into the railroad, to the railroad. They're dealing with legal battles with massive PR trouble because of the East Palestine disaster. They're, as far as I know, they're not doing well with with their customers, and they're also not really like, and safety is not a priority for Norfolk Southern, or basically in railroads and themselves, because it's mainly for the class ones, because it's all about the shareholders, and basically they're not really doing um, sustainable business practices. Now, as far as I know, Union Pacific, they basically do it better. But the problem is that is that um is that all the problems that Norfolk Southern is dealing with, it actually becomes Union Pacific's problems. And if Norfolk Southern is in debt, that debt becomes the Union Pacific's debt. And all the legal troubles that Norfolk Southern would be dealing with, the massive PR backlash with the East Palestine, that becomes Union Pacific's problems. So all Norfolk Southern's problems becomes Union Pacific's problems. And also they have to rebuild that massive infrastructure, and that's going to cost tens of billions of dollars, even more, probably in the hundreds of billions, which is probably after spending all that money just to buy Norfolk Southern, they pretty much want to be able to have money in the bank to actually do it. And so Union Pacific case for buying Norfolk Southern is practically a business death sentence for them, But they basically say money talks. But this is not good business. This is not good business. This is not good business for the Union Pacific. The only one that would win is Norfolk Southern. It's Norfolk Southern because all the problems are gone. And and basically what I'd say is the Union Pacific, for the Union Pacific, if they want the for the Norfolk Southern case, they would have to, like, you know, um they're gonna have to do their own things and try to solve this problems, have to solve the problems on their own, And in the Union Pacific is just their, um their bailout, and don't do it. So if the Union Pacific, if this merger does go through, it's going to be not going to go well at all. So this is not going to go well for either one. This would be a total disaster, and this would be the death toll of two Class One railroads. So if I was CSX or Burlington Northern Santa Fe, I would actually say, like, you know what? This merger would kill their major competitors, because it's just like cash broke. So so in the short run, BNSF and CSX will lose, but in the long run, they could actually end up being the winners here. So take what you will.